Well, I think good afternoon. The first thing you notice is that Web3 professor is wearing suit, and then regulator is wearing jeans. So that's the kind of innovation we are talking about. And I think that's a very encouraging sign. So today, I'm actually very thrilled to delve into this transformation team, as well as having a conversation with one of the most innovative policymakers around the world about mass adoption, about mass innovation, about building new digital infrastructure, because we have a lot of discussion. One of the major issues about mass innovation and mass adoption is about liquidity, is about regulation, is about building digital infrastructure, and no better person to talk about this, about driving the next generation financial services and innovation without border. There's no border in the kind of innovation that we're talking about. And this is where we can explore the game-changing fundamental technologies that we talk about this whole day, the real-world programs that is being implemented, not just in theory, but is already in practice around the world, even in Africa, in ASEAN, and the real-world programs and essential digital infrastructures that drive innovation, and how to supercharge innovation in the coming year. Now, actually, Mr. Mohanty need no introduction, but I still want to do a bit more justice to him. He has actually a lot of accolades from universities, and also that I think everybody here who knows about him will know that he's one of the most innovative policymakers that in the world. And I've come across many regulators, and I've conducted a lot of lessons. I've dealt with them being regulated as well, but I really admire what he has done. So today is a really great pleasure to have you here. And I've written out a few questions, and this is my first question to you. Given this very visionary topic, what do you view as essential foundations upon which the next generation of financial services that can encourage thriving innovation across sectors as well as regions?
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And, the timing of this conference is fantastic, because 2 days back, BIS, Augustine Carson, the general manager of BIS, and Nandan Nilekani, the man who created UPI in India, finally released a paper called FinInternet. If you think about, BIS is the guardian of all central bank. And if one person who really understands digital infrastructure, it is Nandan Nilekani from India. And both came with this great paper called FinInternet, which is essentially Web3. And they have finally admitted that we have to change. And they have finally acknowledged that the current payment infrastructure, current digital infrastructure cannot be scaled because there are structural issues with that. High cost, speed, and the ability to create a wide range of product is highly limited. A lot of technology still needs to be developed, but do acknowledge absolutely unequivocally clear, we need tokenization of assets. I think this is the biggest victory for the people who have been championing this cause for many years, and they got distracted, they got criticized, they got ridiculed by saying this is a solution looking for a problem, and finally the world's two most intelligent people in this space acknowledge that we need to get this right. And I think this is the moment for all of us to be thankful that it got there. Second, in Dubai, I think in a couple of days we have Token 49, right? The conference. Look at what weather has done to it. We can sit and do token conference, tokenization, but one weather change has destroyed that whole conference. So it's very important. It's a great reminder that there are bigger problems in the world to solve for than to worry about making money out of tokens. Okay, with that, let me start with my answer to your question. Yes, indeed. In my view, that this topic, next-gen financial services, will ride on the next-gen financial infrastructure. It is well known that there are three foundational pillars which will be on the basis for which financial services will be created. One is identity, second, moving money, and third, able to access data about individuals and businesses in a verified way. So verified credentials. This is almost foundation for anything we do in this space. Without that, I think it's very hard to imagine whether in the world of Web3 or current Web 2, you just can't do it unless you have these three foundational pillars. Now, as in that paper says, time has come for us to relook at the same three pillars using the next-gen component. Definitely it's been proven that if you tokenize the asset, the ownership of asset becomes simpler and easy to transfer on a network. And if you tokenize currencies, it is much more simpler. You remove the cost of settlement, cost of clearing, and that reduces the cost of processes. It is absolutely clear to us now tokenized non-financial assets, traditional or illiquid asset, they can be converted and put on the network. On top of that, going forward, we know that for businesses and especially small and medium businesses across the border, for them to do trade, we need to access the data about themselves, about those businesses. It is expensive to put in every country an expensive centralized market infrastructure for data about businesses before you can deal with them cross-border trade. So the best way is to develop a mechanism on the Web3 where you can create verified universal trust credentials. That is the way to fix the verification of businesses and individuals. And that gets into the network. Then you add AI on top. Finally, we will see the application which we all want to have, where the cost of intelligence will go down because of AI, the cost of processes will go down because of tokenization, and the cost of complexity will go down because of the network. And when you bring it together, and that's the end state of next-gen infrastructure.
I think that's fantastic. First, the identity issue is always there, but now we find a way to solve it, to make sure that identity is immutable. And you have just mentioned that there's also a convergence of technology with AI, blockchain, and many other technology that will make things more efficient. I think one thing that comes to that is that not one technology can do all the work, right? It's not about technology. It's about being agnostic to technology, but use whatever is to our advantage, and also to ensure that technology is used in the right way.